This episode is powered by Poddex. Poddex are unique interview questions and episode starting prompts in the palm of your hand. So whether you are a new podcaster or existing broadcaster looking to grow your audience or get more engagement, you're going to want to check out poddex.com. Use code CinemaGold for 10% off your first order.
Welcome to the Cinema Gold Podcast with your host, Larry Leese. Come join us as Cinema Gold dives into the latest Hollywood films and news.
Welcome to an all-new episode of the Cinema Gold Podcast. Today we're continuing our special series, Somehow I Manage, a review of each. This week we are reviewing Season 2. Season 2 was definitely the beginning of the awesomeness that was the Office U.S. version. This season helped resuscitate The Office, a lackluster and irrelevant Season 1. Season 2, Episode 1, Sexual Harassment, I believe, is the true start of The Office. Season 2 really gave us more insight into a lot of the side characters. I'm amazed at the sheer quality of hilarious stories that are packed into this season, which is why it propelled The Office into a must-watch type of show. Season 2 was really mostly about the romance between Jim and the longest engagement, Pam. This is first established in the first episode, The Dundies. It's clear the two are infatuated with each other, but Jim is too scared to reveal his feelings, and Pam is too loyal to her idiot fiancé Roy to consider furthering the relationship. The writers turned Michael Scott from an unlikable boss in Season 1 to someone you could warm up to in Season 2. He considers his employees family and even tries to find a way to remain friends with someone he is forced to fire. However, he is always ending up in some awkward situation. This season saw the pranks on Dwight get even more complex and funnier. Dwight, meanwhile, becomes a strong side character thanks to his character attributes: a know-it-all, beat farmer, a good salesman, and wannabe leader. With more episodes, the rest of the largest cast each got to make his or her mark. Daryl became the voice of reason, Toby continued to be the target of Michael's ire, Angela's the uptight prude, Kevin's the slow-witted slob, Oscar is the other voice of reason, Ryan is the dumping ground for Michael's neediness, Kelly's the self-obsessed ditz, Phyllis the put-up matron, and Stanley is the guy who's just putting in his hours until retirement. Season 2 is also the beginning point for the whole Creed saga, as this background character with a completely insane mind came into the forefront. So now we're going to take a look at some of my favorite episodes of Season 2. Probably my favorite is Email Surveillance. It really showed how Michael tries to fit into the office. It also has some of the cringiest moments of the season. Don't forget the IT guy he mistaken for a terrorist. Michael gets to his improv class in an environment he attempts to wrangle through the use of an invisible arsenal. These are funny scenes, but they do a lot to inform our impression of Michael and give us a sense of how he's viewed when he's not in a position of authority. His classmates don't want to hang out with this guy either, but only because they're too familiar with his obnoxious performance side. They feel no obligation to lie to his face. A private friend who happens to know all of us from different ways is throwing a private birthday thing. It's only slightly cheesier than Kevin's Alaska Film Festival excuse. But they also don't know him well enough to throw some remorse behind that lie. Jim, however, can recognize that loneliness, and so he ends up playing Kenny Rogers to Michael's Dolly Parton after Michael crashes the party. It's a shortcut to a happy ending, one the show's been using a lot in recent episodes. But Jim's recognition of his boss's humanity goes a long way. Another good episode is The Fire. It's the 4th episode of Season 2, has Dwight trying to set himself up as Michael's main man, the man Michael can turn to for anything. However, his attempts are forced to a halt because of someone's encroachment to their dynamic duo. We start to see Ryan intrude and become the third musketeer. This entire episode is about him not becoming that guy. As in the guy that does crosswords. Dwight's threatened by this young go-getter who's attending business school at night and who earns strange and inappropriate accolades from Michael. The fire lives and dies on the effectiveness of these characters standing around a parking lot and passing the time with idle chit-chat. It's a move the show could have only pulled within its first 10 episodes or its last 10 episodes. Because in order for these revealing conversations to be compelling, you need to know nothing or everything about these characters. And also another good episode is Halloween. The character Michael changes from week to week. However, thanks to Carell's performances, they are always grounded. Director Paul Feig and credited writer Greg Daniels had a lot of fun dressing the show up for Halloween. Framing Dwight like a shrouded emperor, Palpatine, making John Krasinski step into Steve Carell's shoes for a couple of great punchlines. Then one of the more popular episodes is The Dundies. Michael's attempt at recognition for his employees becomes a tradition of the series. The ideas of the Dundies is crucial to establishing the interoffice culture at Dunder Mifflin Scranton as an object. It's existed since the show's first intro sequence, and Dwight gave it a name in Alliance. It really doesn't get going until they actually get to Chili's and the awards show. The most important part of the episode is the foreshadowing of relationships, thanks to the kiss Pam gives Jim, the tension between Michael and Jan, and Michael's awkward, misconstrued affection for Ryan. And my fifth and last favorite episode is Office Olympics. It really lets Jim Halpert shine throughout the episode. Pam explains it best. When he's excited about something, he gets really into it, and he does a great job. But the problem is, he works here, so that hardly ever happens. While Michael is away closing on his condo, Jim organizes an office-wide Olympic competition with contests including Flunkerton. The episode also shows us characters like Phyllis coming out of her shell, Angela expressing her disapproval. Thank you for listening to today's episode of the Cinema Gold Podcast. Let us know your thoughts about The Office. What did you like about Season 2? What were your favorite episodes? Send us a tweet on CinemaGold2 at CinemaGold2.
Thank you for listening to the Cinema Gold Podcast. If you want to become a supporter, you can buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/cinemagold. Follow us on Twitter at CinemaGold2 and like us on Facebook at facebook.com/cinemagoldmovies.